Dolph Roman of the Roman Show here at Sweetwater Pro Wrestling, and what an honor to have Izzy Mania, Lizzie Mania in the house. You've seen Lizzie. She's been part of Busted Open. You've seen her on NXT, giving hugs to wrestlers and so forth. And you've made a name of yourself, and now you got your own little video vlog that you do on Twitter. You're an amateur wrestler. Now you're traveling to different pro wrestling events like such today. Let's talk about that first. How did that start? When was the first call, the first promoter that said, hey, come to my show so you can meet some of our fans?
So, let's see. I want to say it was like a year or 2 years ago. This fan, he was talking to my dad. He was like, "Hey, I work with this indie promotion. Would Izzy like to come manage me?" And my dad was like, "Yeah, I'll ask her." And I was like, "You know what? Let's try it out. What could go wrong?" So I tried it out, and I was a heel, and it was kind of natural for me. Like, I was a bratty kid. I absolutely fell in love with it. And it's nice because I can't really get in trouble for being a bratty kid because sometimes you want to be that bratty kid or bratty person. So it was kind of fun. And then I kind of progressed and I went from different promotions. And then yesterday I went to New York Street Pro Wrestling for the second time. And I did a $100,000 tournament because I made so much money from my exclusive Pro Wrestling Tees merchandise online store. And then I'm here today at Sweetwater Pro Wrestling. So I have two back-to-back shows, and it's definitely a new experience for me because it's kind of new for me. And then I'm probably going to be doing it one day when I'm in the WWE because let's say I'm on Friday night SmackDown, and then I'll have to do a show on Saturday. So I really like this experience, and it's kind of helping me for the future.
You're getting ready for the future. That's really cool. So, when you come to these events, what can people expect? What could they? I saw you with your dad, with your mom, and they meet and greet. What else? And then they get a purchase a T-shirt.
Yes, I will always have my merchandise table if I'm allowed to do a merchandise table. I have my shirts, I have my headbands, I have my wristbands, I have some photos that I will personalize and sign for you. But it depends whether I'm going to be a face or a heel. Today I'm going to be a face, just to let everybody know. So you guys will see the good side of me. And then sometimes you might see the bratty side of me, which is pretty devastating. But if you guys ever want to come meet me, I'm definitely not a bratty kid. I am definitely I don't want to say sweetest person, but I will say the sweetest person you will ever meet. And that's pretty much really important to me because I've met wrestlers and they weren't so nice to me. And I kind of want to spread that kindness and joy to people and have them say, wow, that kid was really nice. I want to support her. So that's my big goal in life.
So, Lizzie, as you know, we're at a very important part of wrestling because WrestleMania is around the corner. This year's in Tampa, right here in our home state. Where are you going to be?
Ooh, well, I'm definitely going to be running around trying to get some interviews because I have a show called The Hot Tag. You guys got to check that out because it is on Twitter. But I'm just going to try to get all the interviews and try to get a lot of footage because that's really important for me because Hot Tag, I love Hot Tag. And if people get to see my experience at WrestleMania, that's going to get them the experience to be like, oh, I got to go and maybe I can meet Izzy. So, yeah, I'm pretty much going to run around, like try to get the interviews. I was hoping this year that I would make it on the kickoff show because I think one day I could do that. This year I thought that was happening, but sadly, no. Unless last minute there's a call like, hey, Izzy, you're on the kickoff show. But really, I'm just going to be a fan. I'm going to be hanging out with my friends. I'm going to be doing interviews. So I'm kind of doing like a lot of things that weekend. I'm definitely excited because number one, it's in Tampa. And I love Tampa. Like, who doesn't? But yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing.
Anyone in particular that you would like to interview that you haven't interviewed? It doesn't have to necessarily be WWE. It could be anyone else, AEW, New Japan, anyone.
So I think the biggest one for me would definitely be Triple H. Huge fan of Triple H. I just think it would be such a big one because he's a huge name. He's a household name, and that would be really important for me. I've always tried to get that one. I was very close to it one time at NXT, but he had to go inside and get ready for NXT itself. Another one, I definitely want to do Alundra Blaze because I'm a huge fan of her. I've heard she's a huge fan of me, and she's always saying very sweet and nice things to me on Twitter/Instagram. So she would be one, and I definitely want to meet her in person again. And then another one would be Coach. I love Jonathan Coach. He's my guy. I definitely want to get an interview with him. And then I think the final one, it would be Ronda Rousey. I am immensely inspired by her. She is such an inspiration for me and then to, like, I would say other people. Because what I think with her going from UFC to WWE, I think it's awesome because I'm doing MMA, BJJ, amateur wrestling currently, and then I'm really going to have to apply it in the ring. So that's really the interviews I would like to get.
Izzy, a few years ago, would you ever imagine that you'd be doing this, interviewing, professional wrestlers, guys and girls that you look up to, that you see on a weekly basis on TV, that you saw live in person? Did you ever? And now traveling to different shows.
I don't really think, like, back then I like kind of thought I was like, oh, I can do this, but I never thought I would be like getting to interview people, having people interview me and asking for pictures and autograph. Like, it just makes my day. Like, it's so cool to look back on those moments and say, wow, this is actually happening. And to start at such a young age, like, for me, it's crazy because I don't really see anybody starting like this young and kind of doing what I'm doing. No offense to anyone, but I just think it's cool because it feels like I'm doing something right, like getting the interviews with the people I watch in the ring on a daily basis. I'm like, oh my God. Sometimes I get a little starstruck, but you kind of have to kind of be professional. And I'm like, okay, they're just normal people. So definitely it's crazy and wild for me that I get to interview people or just, I don't know, like hang out with the people that I watch on a daily basis.
You're definitely on the right path. Last question here. You're an amateur wrestler, just like myself. Congratulations to that, trying to keep that sport alive. At one point, it was actually they eliminated from the Olympics. It's back again. That's a good thing. And a lot of schools, unfortunately, here in Florida and maybe in other states, have cut the funding for amateur wrestling. Nonetheless, you practice it. Congratulations for that. What are you going to continue in high school? And then on, we talked a little prior off camera, maybe looking into mixed martial arts.
Yeah, so I've definitely flopped over. I started in a pro wrestling school, and then I went from BJJ and MMA, and then I was like, you know what, let's just try amateur wrestling. And I love it. I am the only girl in the club, which has its pros and cons. You don't make that connection with the rest of the team, but a lot of the kids, they're very cool with me. They're like, oh, I think you're awesome. But once I get into high school, because I'm in middle school right now, I definitely want to do an all-girls wrestling club because at the high school that I'm looking to go to, they don't have it. And I'm like, you know what? Let's try to be a leader, and let's just have people kind of follow it and also be leaders with it.
Well, good for you, Izzy, and keep it up. And you're definitely doing something very awesome, and you're going to inspire other little girls just like yourself. Now, let us know where they can follow you, how they can get information, and maybe a promoter watching this right now, they want to book you. Let them know how to get details.
Okay, so I am found on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and also on ProWrestlingTees.com. So on my Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, it's Izzy Mania. Make sure you put in the it's because so many people forget it. Also on Twitter, you can find the hot tag with your girl Izzy. I do a weekly show on Wednesdays. I give the moments I'm looking forward to on that night, which is NXT. And then Friday, I will do a fun little question with the NXT universe. And then Sunday, I will do a Superstar of the Week for NXT. And then for Pro Wrestling Tees, if you just look up Izzy Mania, you'll find 3 shirts so far. I'm definitely in the making for more. But yeah, that's where you can find me.
Keep up the good work,
Thank
Izzy.
you.
This is The Roman Show.